We just jammed to the music. We just jammed to the music. It's a good time. Good time had by all. All right. Let's see. Just finishing setting up a couple little things. All right. Let's just shut that down. Bam. Actually, let's just leave that up. And here we are. Here we are, everybody. How's that? Ooh, look at that drop frames. That was glorious. I'm wondering if OBS just doesn't like it when I open up anything else. That's what I'm wondering. Because we have enough megabits upload anyways. Well, download we have plenty. We have enough megabits upload. However, we're not doing great. Where are we? Yeah, we're not doing super great with the drop frames. Oh wait, it's going down. Yeah, I think it's when certain programs open. Because I just opened Discord up briefly. Sent out a little notification. Closed down the Discord. And I dropped 800 frames. So sorry for the little slideshow there if you got it. Let's refresh this page over here. All right. All right. So, no Rusty Robot today. That's the distinction. Rusty and Rusty Robot normally joins us on the other side of the screen on these days. But we didn't have any time to set up stuff. I had just enough time to get all the softwares running, do a quick mic check, and here we are. So, again, here we are. Welcome. Make sure my tracking's working all right. And let's see. We're going to continue around in Unity. I also didn't have time to watch any tutorials today. Part of that's my fault. Of course it's my fault. Responsibility and stuff, right? But I was going to look up some lerping so we could linearly interpolate. And that is a mouthful. Basically, for easing a gentle way to get from point A to point B. That is what that is for. Ooh, although, while I am here, I need to get over to this bridge. Nope, not that one. Bridge, there it is. I need to figure out where this giant mesh collider is. Something is keeping me from getting in this door. Is it this one? No, that's the floor. It shouldn't be the door because I did remove the door. Mesh render, mesh collider. It is indeed. Yep, they built a mesh for this bridge. Well, this is the demo level. I remember this is like a demonstration level. Normally you would just fly through it. You wouldn't be walking through it, but they did add colliders. So that's interesting. But so this prefab here, the bridge has a collision box around it. And we are going to turn that off so that we can walk through this door. Yes. Also, I'm finally going to adjust those bloom settings too. Let's see. Scrolling through all this stuff behind me. So I have my Unity set up a little bit different than stock. I saw this in a tutorial, it's like, brilliant. So I've got my scene and play window. Normally those are, tabbed together. But I have those in this nice big widescreen spot here. And I moved the hierarchy, the, what's all inside your project, behind me here. Now on my main screen, there's no VTuber blocking half this area here. But I have the scene hierarchy over here. So that's what's up here in the scene. And right here, these are the file folders that are in the project. So all your assets, whether they're up here or they're just chilling and waiting, like this lovely visual effects prefab folder. And over here is then, the folder view. It's what's inside the folder. So actually, if we go up to characters, for instance, here's some of the stuff for the characters. It's where I toss them. Here's assets like my scripts and such, the base directory for assets. So yes. So we're still inside this sci-fi level. I just fixed the bridge so I could walk in and out of it. I did just rip the door off the hinges too, so I very much would like to make a lot of these objects interactable. Where you go walking up to something and you press the little button on the door. I think that's probably what this is right here. You press the button on the door, or you just get close to it. It's a grocery store. Just whoosh. Grocery store, a gas station, etc., etc. Proximity sensor. And you can do that real easy. I just need to set up the script. I also want to engage physics. So those are two things on my to-do list. Two very important things on my to-do list. Set up a script so objects are interactable. Like turning on light switches mostly. Turning on light switches and also equipping objects. I want to properly set up an equipment, equipment points for my model. Not this model, mind you. This is still the VC face capture, but I do want to set up. Hello. Ooh, you get dual alerts here for following, and I didn't hear either one of them, so that's interesting. I wonder, oddly enough, if it's because I have Twitch muted in a different tab. Shouldn't be like that. It really shouldn't be like that. And we're gonna get rid of. We'll just make it that one. There we go. Okay. But yes, welcome in. Did you hear by any chance? Did you hear the alert that said new follow alert because I didn't catch that right here. But yes, I was just explaining that some of the things on the to-do list, not for today, because they're going to be a bit of reorganizing for not just this demo level. This is my playground here, but my eventual. Oh, there we go. My eventual little office. Come on, let's get closer. Ta-da! The sound, but no voice, new flower. Okay, good. That's a notification sound. I don't have TTS set up for this. I don't think it's part of the Twitch or the Stream Elements setup, or at least I don't have them enabled. I do need to review my Stream Elements settings from time to time. I did have it a few weeks ago where chat was very enthusiastic and Stream Elements bot was having none of that, and a whole bunch of people got timed out. That was rather embarrassing. But yes, welcome in. We're playing in Unity tonight. This is my playground, testing ground, because I'm fairly new to Unity. So just kind of use this to play with my avatar, any scripting that I write, the lighting, the post-processing, all the stuff. I'm learning it as we go. I'm inviting y'all to follow along with me. So, I'm doing everything. This isn't gonna be a game, really. This is gonna be more like an environment for me to play around in. And right now I'm learning the stuff. So let's just boot right into it and let you see. So I've got my VTuber avatar over here. This is all motion controlled. I have a hand tracking and I have face tracking. And I can send that over to Unity. So the model on the lower left is coming through VCFace, which a lot of 3D VTubers use. And up in the game window up here is my little environment running. And I currently have a goofy hat that I modeled on a different stream. It's from an old mecha anime. And I linked it up to track to my eyes, so that was fun. But yeah, I'm learning as I go. So I had to set up the cameras and the avatar controls. Gets the signal in from an iPhone to a program called VCFace, to which VCFace then passes the tracking data into Unity. Let's see, you're showing up? Good, okay. Gotta make sure that chat shows up on the stream too. I guess I am a bit of a jack of all trades. I love digging into all the bits and pieces. Because obviously there's programs that'll do this. You know, you drop your avatar in and, you know, build a level maybe, but I want to do it all myself. And I want to learn. This is a hobby. I used to do a lot of freelance 3D modeling and rigging animation kind of stuff. I haven't done that in a while, so this is also me getting back into it because I haven't touched Maya and game engine type stuff in almost a decade until this year. So yeah, I would say I'm a bit of a technical artist, getting back into 3D modeling also. But I love digging under the hood of this kind of stuff. Yeah, the DIY. That's the fun. My day job is I'm actually a software dev working on, you know, boring businessy stuff. So that pays the bills, but this is just for fun. And I want to see what I can all do with it. Not necessarily for freelancing or a side hustle again. But this is cool. I mean, here I am, you know, in the game engine, right? Oh, let's switch to walking mode here. there's a lot of things I still need to figure out, like how to properly blend the motion capture with the, game controls. Because this one can do the motion capture, and this one can do the walking around, all the those animations. I'm having trouble blending them together, so I think I have an idea figured out, but that's not today's stream. But yeah, like I said, this is I joke that my stream time is my scheduled play time, because I got a pretty hectic schedule with work and family and kids and all that kind of fun stuff. So this is playtime. Sometimes it's playing a game, sometimes it's playing around in this, because this is basically a game for me. Figuring out the scripts and stuff. So what we're walking around in is started off as an asset pack from a company called Cinti. They do low poly stuff, and I'm digging that look right now. And this is like kind of their demo level. And because I didn't want to start from like the cube, right? That's pretty daunting. I was like, okay, they have some corridors set up. I'm going to figure out how to script the lighting controls, hotkeys. I mean, I was starting from scratch. The most I had done was set up my VTuber, well, modeled and rigged my VTuber in Unity before. So taking the next step and making my own environment for them. Here we are. Oh, but yeah, so this guy, he just kind of floats. He moves around. He can bounce, but yeah, the animation blending, I have to look up a few more tutorials on that one. But we do have fun stuff, like I'm working on replacing VC face in the bottom here with my own version of transparent capture, a transparent background capture. So this is, the little model you see in front of me. I had to set up a camera that could output spout capture. And it turns out pretty good, except it doesn't quite work when I compile the program, but yeah. No, thanks for stopping by. Mondays, I'm usually doing 3D modeling and rigging. And, oh wow, 3 a.m. And then Wednesdays are like my free time. Could be gaming, could be this. So yeah, feel free to stop on by. Yeah, 3 a.m. It is 8:21 here. We got a little time zone shift. Yeah. So maybe I'll see you next time. Yep. Middle of the US. But no, I do post a bunch of my shenanigans on Twitter and Blue Sky. I have to finish setting up a Discord too, so soon. But now that you're following, you'll at least get you at least have a link to me. So there we go. Oh geez, I didn't look up the debate stuff. I'll catch the snippets later. I'll let my wife fill me in. It's a circus. It really is. That's about as far into politics as I'll get. It's a circus. But yeah, have fun, get yourself some sleep, and thanks for the follow. Okay, so I had turned down these bloom settings. I think I'm finally tired of the extra purple light coming from the sky. Actually, I wonder, is that from the sky or is that just from this light? Yeah, thanks again for stopping by. Okay, let's find out where that extra light is coming from. First, we're going to check out the light script. That would be the smart thing to do. Control lights. Nope, those are in the other part of the post stuff. Here we go. Oh, that is definitely the bloom. That's definitely the bloom going a little too heavy. I do love the bloom though. I mean, look at that. Look at the effect on the eyes. Vision editing's a little too strong too, isn't it? I cranked all the settings way up for testing, because that's how one tests. So, and another thing, by doing this in play mode, you can tell it's play mode because, hi, stuff is moving. You're not just looking at static models and gizmos. Let's see. Okay. So we definitely want enough intensity. But maybe we turn it from retro neon to something a little bit more bluish. You know what else it is? It's the chromatic aberration, I think. Let's say... No, just the bloom. We could have high quality bloom. Scattering. No, it is just the intensity, isn't it? It could also be my shader. Let's see. I wonder why it's specifically interacting with that. Am I just not under the light? I'm just not under the light. But it's really interacting with the hands, which is interesting because you look at like the sleeves, and they have a little bit of intensity to them. But the hands, and they're the same. These are actually the same material. The everything from the head down, or everything below the head. There we go. Everything below the head is on the same material and the same texture atlas. Actually, correction. The tie is different, so we can do shenanigans like this. Oh, it doesn't work. I don't have the trigger inside Unity. So the model inside Unity does not have the trigger for the tie and eye swap. Another thing for the to-do list. Oh, did we freeze? Did we just freeze? We did. What didn't, that's interesting. Something didn't like something. Here, let's shut this down. VC phase, are you misbehaving? You are misbehaving. We'll be right back. We lost tracking there for a hot second. Reloading. VC phase just takes over the whole screen, doesn't it? Okay, restart. We are not getting tracking from the iPhone. That's interesting. One moment. Status waiting on connections. I wonder why we dropped our connection. Because it was working just fine. And then the app took over. Okay. One moment again. Turn that off. Turn that back on. Do. All right. So we still have our hand tracking. Yeah, we can still do some of our shenanigans at least. Restarting VTube Studio on the iPhone. I do love the jumping quality going from the webcam capture to the iPhone. Ooh. Okay, it is not recognizing. We're doing this live, folks. All right, let's see what's going on here. Dun, 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 dun. Receiving data. Let's see if our IP suddenly changed. You connected to the wrong network. For some reason, it hopped Wi-Fi in the middle of all of this. That's a new one. That is definitely a new one. All right. Connect to PC. Blah, 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 blah. Are we back? All right, folks, we are back. We are back. Yes. Welcome back. Welcome back. That was definitely a new one. Okay. I'll reset position here. Okay, thumbs up. That is definitely a new one. So it's interesting. Excuse me. So, as I've mentioned before, and I don't like looking down like that. Let's readjust one more time. Hold on. Before I start story time. There we go. So, as I mentioned, how this whole dealio. Let's go back to that screen. There we go. How this whole dealio works is my face tracking, which is admittedly fairly simplified for being a VTuber. I've got my eyes. I can blink. I can move my eyebrows. The next version of the model, which is in progress, has a lot more blend shapes, so expressions, little movements. Like I fixed the eyebrows so they don't do this. They actually look, they more or less maintain their shape, just move around a bit. So anyways, an iPhone now, instead of a webcam being pumped through NVIDIA broadcast, so we've got the iPhone doing this fancy 3D capture, basically. That is being pumped over to VCFace. So it's sending all its tracking data over to a program called VCFace, which a lot of 3D VTubers use. VCFace is then doing its thing, and that's how you get a large avatar here on the left, which can be smaller. I can zoom back out. You can do fun stuff with like set different toggles directly in VCFace. I have a couple different cameras for different uses. And yeah, I can have all my toggles set up here too. I have a little app running on an old phone, ancient phone, that has a whole bunch of quick buttons on it, little macro buttons. So anyways, VCFace is also passing along the motion tracking data to Unity, whether it's running or not. It sends it out, and if Unity's running, Unity picks up that data through we'll call it a plugin, a library maybe, called Easy VMC, so Easy Virtual Motion Capture for You. That's what that little acronym is up there. So that is a program that allows the tracking data to come into Unity, and then you can use it and apply it towards, I don't know if it's a huge variety of formats, but mostly for VR chat style avatars, which mine is. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna go here. Let's find our player. So I've got my boys here. Oh, I also fixed the in the floor problem too on my export. Turns out I had 0, the origin, in the middle of his stomach. And that's why he has to be planted in the floor. Again, it'll be fixed on the next upgrade, the next export. I'm just waiting, waiting until I'm a lot more finished before doing the export, because it is a pain in the butt to assign all. The export from Maya. I'm working in Maya. That export, easy. I just select everything I want to export, send it over as an FBX file container, basically. Bring that into Unity, set up the rigging. That's where the work comes in. You have to assign all the blend shapes to get the different expressions and little morphs, basically. It's basically what a blend shape is. It blends shapes. That's how we get things like eyebrows moving, blinking. So what makes it a lot of work is I'm creating and enabling a lot of the fancy face tracking for the next version of my mouth and some of the eye stuff. And I'm not using all of the ARKit shapes that the phone tracking is capable of, because there's 52 of those. I'm not using 52. I do not have those kind of humanoid movements on this lovely face. But I am using, I think, around 30 of them. That's a lot. So every time I export from Maya, bring it into Unity, make changes here, bring it in over here and get it set up. You have to reset up all those stupid things, because I haven't found a script that'll just set them up and rename them. It's unfortunate. I think someone that writes code for a living would be able to figure that out, huh? Okay, but what we are going to do... What are we going to do? Oh, I was playing with the lights. So before I forget about that... Oh no, I wasn't playing with the lights. I was playing with the post-processing. I wonder what the threshold actually does. Filters out pixel and the brightness. Well, that's interesting. Maybe we'll set this down to just a little bit. And for now, we'll put the intensity down a smidge. I do like this black light color of purple, though. Oh, that is super interesting. So I'm bouncing between my monitors here, and I have OBS open on this one. So when I look over here, I'm looking at you guys too. But my monitors are calibrated differently, so that is a much more purpley looking color than it is over here. Oh, I should say over my other monitor. So let's just slide that just a little bit this way. No wonder it was washing out in purple. Okay. So we got those. Another thing on my to-do list is the ability to turn depth of field on and off. So I love it. It looks great. However, sometimes I want things in focus. Sometimes I want everything in focus. But what we have over here, so what we have, let's see, let's put it right about there. So all of these things are what's called post-processing effects. And they try to simulate like kind of camera effects. I mean, a digital camera in a digital world is not going to have chromatic aberration. But camera lenses, to some degree, all camera lenses have chromatic aberration. It's the little fringe of color separation because of how light works. I have mine cranked way the hell up because it looks fun. There we go. How purple are we? I have a strong light over here. There, ooh. I think that point light is like right at face level. So it definitely shines and reflects. Yeah, that point light is like, why did I put that there? It is right at face level because you can see the shadow that I'm casting here. So that's fun. So I'm wondering if I can solve my problem in my office by just adjusting where this purple hue is coming from. And is he still there? Yes, he's still there. Giant Rusty watches over us. I have to adjust the offset on him too. If you hear me clacking loudly when I'm doing some of this and things change, you want to know what they do, just ask in chat. But what I just did there was I locked the camera and then freed up my cursor from the game. But where is Big Rusty? Rusty Big, there he is. So Rusty Big. So the giant guy doing the T-pose in the sky, he is the same model as the one standing in front of you. He's not wearing a fancy hat, but let's go adjust his neck rotation. Because I have him set up to rotate the same as me. However, it's a little much to the side. Oh, that is way off. That is way off. I wonder if it's doing world position instead of yes, I wonder if it's doing world position instead of world rotation instead of local rotation. Because he should definitely not have his head twisted off like that. Rotation offset 90, it's almost 90 degrees. I do wonder what is going on here. Little experiment. It is doing. Oh, that's so dumb. So he's going to be looking the wrong way no matter what, unless I'm specifically like addressing the camera from this point of view. You notice now he's looking directly away, and so are we up here in the middle, and now he's looking right at us. Yeah. For some reason, the rotation constraint is taking world rotation, or it's taking the whole avatar's rotation instead of just that joint. You know, I did want to do a point at anyways, instead of a so he watches. I mean, I love the idea that I can just subtly control where he's looking in kind of a creepy manner. But we're gonna turn that off and do a point at constraint instead, because this is just silly. I wonder how far we can wind him up. She's gonna spin around and then fall off, right? Sigh. So. I mean, it kind of works if I'm using the controller model, because it's still capturing it's still using the motion capture. Okay. Okay, we know what that one does now, and why it's not working properly. We're just going to turn off that rotation constraint, and this one. Like I said, I would like to add a point at. I don't know how well that's going to work. I don't know if it's actually going to follow me around. We could always find out. That'll look at constraint. Look at target. Look at constraint. Oops, I don't want it on the neck. Let's remove that component from there. Strain settings, sources. Let's add a source, and we are gonna say, let's just look at root. That should be easy enough. Is active. Let's see if that works. Let's see if that does what we want it to do. He is looking completely opposite. That is something. He is actually looking straight down. Okay, let's see if we can. Oh, closer, closer. World up object hunter. Rotation offset. No, not that one. There. So the question is, if we go to different parts of the map, will he be facing in different directions? So I'm going to test this by having him look directly at me. Well, this is interesting. It is really interesting that he's not looking directly at me. Let's try putting the head in there. Okay. So now allegedly he's going to look directly at Rusty's head in the game. All right, there we go. There. Okay, so theoretically, that'll do it. So he should follow me around the map with his eyes. Unlock the camera. Walk through my door. It doesn't look like he's following me, does it? Nope, he is definitely not following me. You can see him off in the distance back there. He's definitely not following me around the map. That is odd. I mean, you would think a look at constraint would look at. I wonder if that's not what it's for. So we'll just remove that one too. I'll look up a tutorial. There's gotta be something for that. Okay, what was next on the list? Next on the list. Particle effects. Ooh. And also, I want to fix my goofy bug. Oh, my goofy bug was an attempt to blend. Here, let's show you. Let's just show, because it's amusing. Oh look, I can walk and use motion capture. Cool, huh? So the problem is, besides a couple of my odd model parts showing through, the problem is it's not actually like really linked. So this is showing the body of the control rig model and the head of the motion capture model. And I can swap them. Oops. Well, that's even better. I almost like that one. Well, anyways, here's my floating head. So now I broke my code, actually. But yes, so I can swap between them. Aha. Will this work? No, because I don't think I have the farmer toggle. I don't think I have the farmer toggle set up here. But now we have a headless Rusty. As he should be. Okay, there we go. So I want to make this a feature instead of a bug. Fun fact, you can actually set up Unity to save what you do while you're in play mode. Probably good if you're an experienced dev, Unity user. Not so great if you're an amateur hobbyist just having fun. Okay, what is the name of our script? It has been a minute since I used this one. Thinking it's hiding under character rig. Yep, Rusty capture, controller, all those. All right. And honestly, I'm not afraid to show my code on screen. It's not super proprietary or anything. I'm not logged in, so it didn't just, flash my info. Because why does all software that requires, you to log in, why does it all want to dox you? It's like, I know who I am. No one else is using my personal computer because I'm not part of an org. So it's not like logging in with my org credentials. So why does it want to tell me who I am? Fun fact, Rusty Factory. Gotcha. Now where's Visual Studio? Okay, it says testing the head swap. So what this says is when I press the B. Oh, here we go. Oh, it's both of my controls. Okay. So when I hit B, show head is true. What is show head? Show head is true. Okay. Make it false. And yes, I know these probably shouldn't be public. These should be serialized objects. We're learning. We're learning. We'll get there. We'll get there. Okay. So if show head is true, we want to swap that. There's an easier way to do this, but less code intensive way to do this. To just swap between the two positions, but this is kind of like a debugging mode for me too. So we want to hide the head. How I'm going to repurpose this is not for head swap. It's going to be for hiding both bodies and just showing the head. Okay, we're going to simplify this and we're just going to leave the head always on. Oops. Guess who's used to a different programming language in his day job? There. Okay, if show head is true, so that's the current state. We don't want to show both of them at the same time though, because that's what's breaking our code. Okay. Rust capture body. We're gonna see which body is currently active. Oh, interesting. I like that it's telling me that I'm using deprecated code. That's kind of cool. Or not. You know, if you're not going to give me the correct answer, how about you just let me use the deprecated code? Active self or active in hierarchy. Oh. Okay. Let's see if this does it. This is setting the bodies to active or inactive. What we're going to do here is we're actually just going to comment out this code. I'm thinking too hard on this. Okay, we just want the body to be hidden. So it doesn't matter. Except when we want to undo it. Okay. So when key down is on, we want to just worry about the capture body. That's me. So if it is already, let's see, if Rusty's capture body is active when we press key down. That's cool. If it's not, we're going to make it active. We don't actually need to swap heads anymore. Oops. Capture body, false. So if it's already active, we'll make it active. If not, there. Oops, that was dumb. Okay, that's dumb. Okay. So let's try it. This is what I get for trying to code at 9 p.m. at night. Swap bodies. Hello. Boop. Ah, it did work when we're in the right body. So we got this guy. Yeah, I was thinking too hard. Why on earth was I thinking so hard? I don't need to do anything with the other body because I can swap between bodies like this. I was thinking way too hard about that. Way too hard at night. Okay. Yeah, we don't care if it's active or not, actually. We just want to show head. Or hide body. That would be more accurate. We will call it hide body. Because you gotta hide the bodies. Make it false. This track is putting me to sleep. Okay, whoops. Welcome to Rusty's amateur hour here for changing settings. This, however, will lead into our next part of the project, which is gonna be funny. So, if hide body is true, if it's already true, we want to swap it. Oh gosh, this would be so much easier. You know what we can actually do? Instead of all this garbage. And, whoop, why is it not like that? Oh. Hide body, not hide body, and there. That should do it. See, remember when I said I was overcomplicating things? I left all those if-thens in there because I wanted to add, or have the fact I will actually, getting ahead of myself. I might actually need those if-thens at some point. Ta-da! No, I don't need those if-thens. I think I'll just base them on whether or not I am showing the body or not. See, and that has no bearing on the capture or the control model, just the capture model. So, where we're going with this is flying because it's ridiculous. Basically, the Rusty drone. That's where we're going with this. Fly mode. As this project is about the little things that amuse me. So we need a fun little booster engine. Why? What is up with this track? Sorry. There's a reason I don't usually listen to the Chill Wave album. Need to remove a few things from it. Okay, here we go. So that is Big Rusty. We do not want to work with Big Rusty at the moment. Or we do want to work with the other Rusty. There we go. I'm going to leave the Scope Dog helmet on there for now. It's fun. But what we're going to add is some props. Look at all these props that are kind of hiding behind chat too. I might need vehicles instead of props. I need engines. Is there a way to make this? There is a way to make this bigger. Oh, some of these are not set up for universal render pipeline. Look at all these ship parts. Ooh, are these the engines? Engines, nice. Okay, so those look kind of cool. What else we got? We have landing gear. Don't know what that is. Miscellaneous part number 4. Mambo number 5. I mean, they have the building blocks for everything, right? We're going to use these little boosters. Oh my gosh. Okay. Those are a little overkill. I mean, what I could do is I could just take the whole ship, because then I'd have wings. Maybe we should do that. Maybe we should just take a whole ship. What is a cool looking one that doesn't have too many parts? See, I think these all would have a lot of parts. Basically, I want to take one of them and shrink it down. For now. Until I model my own. This one's kind of cool. Let's see what he looks like. Ooh, cool. Cool wings. Ooh, he has a collision mesh. That might mess... Well, I can turn off the mesh collider, actually. I don't really like his wings, though, do I? Let's give it a shot. You know what? Why are we asking? We should just give this a shot. First, we're going to turn off the collider, and we're going to scale him way the heck down. We'll make him a toy-sized. And parent him to Rusty's head. Now what I should be doing is what I'm skipping ahead a step in the name of fun. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make an attachment point, basically a game object attached to Rusty's head joint. That way, anything that I want to put on his head will just be there. You know, it'll be attached either to this. I haven't decided the center of the head or on top of the head. Maybe I'll probably make 2. You know, a hat attachment point for like my Scope Dog helmet or a baseball cap or whatever. And then another one directly for the center of the head. They'll just have 2 different offsets. So that I can wear things by equipping them because that is on the to-do list. Probably in between now and next time. I really want to get the interactivity up so that either when I press a button or I walk up to something, and press a button, I should say, when me as the player in game highlights something, it says like E to interact, or open the door, pick up, whatever. That whatever the action is happens. I found some wonderful tutorials and tried them out, and they work great. Just didn't try them out here. So there's that. And step 2 of that is equipping. It's like, let's say I have a hat on a hat rack or an item on a shelf, and I want to equip the blaster, the helmet, whatever. I go up to it, highlight it, equip. Boom. It just goes right onto the attachment point. Basically setting the location and rotations to the right spot. Instead of what I'm doing now, dragging things around onto the avatar skeleton, or the model skeleton. It's not the right way to do it. But we're in play mode basically, so this is what we're doing. Okay, let's zero this out to see what happens. Oh, right into Rusty's head. The scale was not quite where I thought it was. Oh, that is funny though. This ship's not gonna work. It's too long. It looks fun. Move that up just a little bit. Yeah, it's well, actually, let's see. Oop, that is not the right way. Squish the Z a bit. What am I doing? What am I doing? If only I didn't have this, whatever this Unity blob is right here, this game object. Okay, I kind of dig it now. As long as it doesn't interfere too much. There. I like it. Okay, I like it now. I take back everything I ever said about it. You'll work just fine. So now we're gonna go on to, well, we don't have to go on to that model. But what we're gonna do is we are going to set it active or inactive. Oh, I do not have the prefab unpacked, which is perfectly fine. I want to leave the collider off. And what we're going to do is go back to our script. So we want to see, for readability, I should leave all those things set. And again, you're not supposed to use publics for this, but it is what it is. Let's see, let's call it ship game object ship mode. How about ship model? That would be smarter. So this will allow us to assign something to ship model. We're going to put here ship model, set active, and body. Man, the autocomplete stuff is pretty nice sometimes. Not gonna lie. Okay, so we've got that. And we are going to put an emitter on it. Or what we would call here effects. Man, none of these darn effects show up on the dealio here. We want engines. Warp tunnel, steam. I could just make a light trail. Or yeah, we'll just do that. For now. For now, we'll just do a add component trail? Trail render. We're gonna put this, offset this trail render a little bit. Whoa, that's interesting. That must be the preview window. That was certainly interesting. Okay, emitting, yes. So I'll be able to turn emitting on and off. Theoretically. And let's see, alignment, blah blah blah, material. Default line. We are just testing this. We'll give it a fancy texture later. Color. What color should we make this? Red, orange. Let's go orange. And then it'll trail off. There, we'll see how that works. Ooh, let's give it a little razzle dazzle here. Well, that's interesting. That doesn't let you do anything about that. Okay, we're gonna save. I should hide the helmet for this. It kind of takes away a little, oh my god, a little bit of the effect. Well, that is something. That's kind of cool. Da, 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 da. That is not quite what we're looking for, but it certainly looks interesting, doesn't it? Okay. Let's examine what's going on here. Time way too long. I'll set it to a smaller amount. Okay, much better already. The rotation is a little funny though. Why is it it's being kind of arbitrary. It is attached to the head, or attached to the ship. So that is interesting that it's floating all over the place. I wonder if we can make it cylindrical instead of what it is. We can certainly make it smaller, but let's see what we can do over here. Ooh, better. Except it's still a big line instead of a tube. How do we make it not a tube? We're gonna put a pin in this one because I do like the idea of building it from scratch, but for now let's play with. Saw one in here before. Exhaust trail. There's exhaust trail, and then there's like a missile exhaust trail. Toss that right onto there. Oop, that is going the wrong way. I love it though. Exhaust trail. Oh my gosh. Okay. We need to turn you down. You are a bit large. Start size. You're also facing the wrong way. There we go. Okay. We're working on it. We're working. Why is this text so tiny? Why is this text so tiny? Ooh, this is a proper particle. That's why it's working better. Backwards better though. Mission shape rotation. Where is it? Is it seriously playing this one again? How many of the same track are there? Tangent time. Load list. Let's go back to the good old synth rock. Not that one. There we go. I do enjoy this track. This is you can notice for the last forever, this has been at the start of most of my streams. Delta time, simulation speed, simulation space, world, local? No, let's leave it at world then. Flip rotation. Start rotation. Okay, seriously, can I just turn this thing around? I can just turn this thing around. Why am I not just turning it around? There. Congratulations. And let's clone it. How do we duplicate? Oh, scale doesn't seem to do much. Let's put one right there. Let's grab the other one and move it over just a smidge. We have our little... Again, this amuses me. This amuses me greatly. Okay. And we're going to change the color. Let's make it orange. Yeah. No, maybe not orange. No, that's not cool. Okay. So where's end color though? Color over lifetime. There we go. Got a little red, and let's make this one our good old fluorescent purple here. Yeah, there we go. Oh, that is interesting that it's a combination of both. Instead of just, oh, it's changing. Ooh, that's kind of cool in its own way. I'm sure we can change all this pretty easily. Okay, so got the emission. Rate over time, that's fine. Shape. Oh no. What else do we have? Ooh, we have all sorts of things. We could make it a donut. Bleh. Nope. You know what? Cone looks great. Emit from base. Put texture on it. That'll be nice. All these little fun settings to play with. Render. Ooh. It's rendering as a mesh. That is interesting. Material is FX blank. Oh, I know what I'm going to do here. I know what I'm going to do. Let's move you there. Move a new point here. Are you going to let us have another point? There we go. And you are going to be you. There we go. Now we will have no problem with the blend cycle. It won't have that jarring look. And you guys didn't get to see that. So if you look here, so what I did is instead of it being from red to purple, I moved the red to the middle and then added another point here with this color. So that way it'll wrap around. That looks kind of cool. I probably won't stick with the red, but it looks neat for now. In fact, we're not going to stick with red. We are going to go with our classic orange. Orange. Yeah, orange looks kind of muddy, doesn't it? It does look kind of muddy. We're going to undo that. Oh well. Okay, so now that we have all these things set up, the easy part. Up here, copy component. Because we're in play mode. It goes away. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up here again to that exhaust trail, add it to the ship, go up here to particle system, paste component values. Ta-da! We do still have to rotate it 180. But look at that. Isn't that glorious? Might still scale it down just a little bit. It is a little hyperactive too. Okay, so we're gonna take this one and put it right there. Go on two little engines. And we're gonna duplicate it. And scooch the other one over. Get the other engine. And we save. Okay, so theoretically, the particles go away when the ship is gone. When the ship is here, particles are here. So let's try that out. I might have to flip-flop the code. Okay, so we got this guy. You ready? You ready? We didn't hook him up yet. We are not ready. Dun 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 dun. Ship model active height body. Okay. Silly. Okay, we have to hook him up to the code. Let's rename him from ship fighter blah 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 to Rusty ship fighter, so that we can find him later. Now our code is all hiding under control lights of all things. Ship model. Let's go look for it. Rusty ship. Oops. I saw you in here. Underscore. Ta-da! That should do it. click off of here somewhere. Oh, that's interesting lighting change. Okay. I'm gonna save. And let's see what he looks like. Oh, I can't wait till I get my new blend shape so you can see this big ol' shit-eating grin I just got in my face. I'm having fun. I'm having fun. Yeah, it's, I still should model a new a new mug one of these days. It doesn't quite have the errors, but at the same time, I love that it is jank. Watch this. Actually, the mug will only need to be for VC face, because when I'm in, well, I suppose as a toggle it could exist either way. But when I'm in my playground here, technically I should call it a sandbox, but it's gonna be my playground. That's what I'm gonna call it, Rusty's playground. When I'm in here, I could just equip a mug. I don't have to have it be a blend shape, because that's what this is. See, I hit a button on my little axis, my little macro pad here. Oof, I have a mug. I can have a bigger mug. I can have both blend shapes active at the same time, and have a ginormo mug. There we go. Yeah, lots of fun little toggles. Headset? The better to hear you with. Yeah. I'll keep the giant mug toggle, I think. Okay. So now that we're here, it didn't hide the body. Why didn't it hide the body? I have it backwards, that's why. And the trail render I didn't turn off. So that's an interesting look, isn't it? Oh. The trail render is attached to the camera somehow. I mean, it said it was, so I should believe it. I just have no idea how. So theoretically, I can go like this and it'll stay put. I go like this. Oh, that is interesting. I wonder what kind of math it does. Okay. First of all, first things first. Go back up here, turn off the actual trail render. Bam. And in fact, we'll just delete you. We'll leave you. We'll just turn you off. Okay. Save again, because you can never save enough. Oh, and I do have that backwards. We'll fix that right away too. So hide body, not hide body. Oh, well, that's... Switches the hide body to hide body, not hide body. So we want to hide that body and show this body. This is why I had a big old if then. A little bit easier to keep track of some of that garbage. Okay. I should release Rusty from physics too when I do this. I really should. I should put him in free flying mode. Because that would be fun. Da 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 This is hard to control with the goofy camera motion. We get the zoomies? Alright, now we get the zoomies. Oh, that is hilarious. That is absolutely hilarious. You want to see some fun? Let's teleport here. Oh, no way. Oh, the particle effects show up through spout capture. How cool is that? I can fly around on my little stream here. I am gonna have to remember this. There. Saving that timestamp. Okay. That is fun. Okay. Cool, cool. We know that we can fly around extra fun. And you wanna know what else is fun? We don't have safety rails. Whee! Infinite falling. Infinite falling. I do need to put a bottom on the world. Because we're in space. We're in space. Oh, that's been fun. Okay. So we got the ship toggle. I need to toggle the hat too, because he probably shouldn't be there. Let's see. Which key? Too many keys. Too many keys. Okay, let's see. Scope Dog is called Scope Dog 1. Okay. Let's go back to here. We'll just copy this one because it's easiest. We'll do key. How about H for hide? And someone mentioned that I should use key up instead of key down, because I'm not holding it down, I'm waiting for the upstroke, which does make sense. It really does. This one we're going to do so much easier. We are actually going to use this. Did I delete it? Yep, we did. Okay. Ship model head. That's interesting. Public game object. And I know I should be using serialized field. It would save on memory and all that. And we will. We will do it the correct way. We'll go through and do a big replace once we solidify the code a bit. Public game object. For now, we'll just use the scope dog. Yeah. Yeah, we could literally just. Let's get a. Private. No, what is. Do you have to enable do all the variables at the. You do. Man. How does C feel about, or C# feel about calling variables within themselves? Let's find out. The local active state of this object, read only. Oh, that's not too bad. That's not it's not having to go out and do stuff. Yeah, we'll see if that does it though. And now I have to, oops, what was that? Character, did I not? Did I do an oopsie? What doesn't it like? Line 73. Ah. Rookie mistake. Make sure all your brackets are closed. So that should toggle that. However, we do need to add the item to be toggled. There it is. Scope dog hat. So again, the next step is to make, let's see, attachment points. We'll call them attachment points. So like game objects. Yes, game objects with a little bit of script on them, or not. That say, like on the hand, and it'll be aligned to the main part of the hand here, the palm essentially. The hands, the hat slot. That's pretty much it for now. I imagine I'll want them if I want to change my headphones out without making toggles, you see. And these are, attachment points where I can equip things like hats. So instead of having to do what we just did and add all of these things as character rig script, and then add a toggle key, I'll just be able to go up to the item, hit the interactive. I always want to say hit the E button, because on most PC games, you hit the E button to interact with an object, whether it's pressing a button, flicking a light switch, etc. And that will equip it to the proper slot, whatever it's typed as. It's like, oh, this is typed as a head, a head slot. So go bonk, and just replace whatever is currently on my head. Then I will want some kind of code for showing and hiding, an actual toggle button on my keyboard, on my little, not Stream Deck, but basically Stream Deck, that says, turns those things on and off. The visibility, or the setting them active or inactive. I'm just kind of talking through things right now, but that makes sense to me. Yeah. It'll be exciting. Okay. That'll be neat. So, let's save that, and let's test that. Ooh, wait, one last thing. Turning off physics. Let's go to the player armature. Motion. Okay, here is where the physics should be. It might be in a slightly different spot, but here's where it should be. Player grounded. So it might be this. Doesn't look like it's here. Okay, let's try that out. So we'll remember that it's here, and we'll just hit the grounded button. See what happens. Yeah, it should be there. Okay. So first of all, we're going to see what happens when we click that. Ooh, it does not let us click that. Interesting. Oh, okay, that is interesting. So look way over there. Here, let's find the cursor again. Where's my cursor? Here we go. Okay. Lock the camera so you don't get dizzy. Okay. So if you look over here, okay, so this stepping back a second here, this third person controller script is the script that comes with the starter asset pack of third-person controller. So it's ready to go, whole bunch of code in it that does all the heavy lifting for moving a character around. And that's what we use when we're doing this. So it comes with the animations, it comes with, here's the jumping button. See, but if you look way over there, the player grounded, there it is. Bam, bam. So, it's not player grounded. Now that's a variable that's being called to ask if the player is on the ground or not. Gravity. Should we go up in the air? Oops. No. Oh, did we? We're messing with gravity. Oh. Less gravity. Oh, here's more gravity. Too much gravity. Okay. Playing with gravity. Oh, it's negative 15. Okay, so we could theoretically jump really high. I can't remember if there might be a bounding box on the top that won't let us through the roof. So gravity is not what we are thinking of. How do we fly? How do we just turn off gravity? I don't think they... Nope, I don't think they have it opened up to this, because that is not what this starter asset pack is for. It's not for floating around in, no clip mode. Okay, however, there is a racing game, and which I assume would be kind of like a flying game too. So I'm gonna have to check that one out sometime off stream. And make it, race car Rusty also. Oh, that takes me back. Okay. So a great PS1 era game. I think I have it on the Dreamcast. A game called Revolt. I'm gonna type it in chat. Revolt. It's probably dual meaning, but remote control car racing game. I'm definitely gonna play that on stream. I'm making a note right now. Play Revolt. Oh, that game was so much fun. Definitely do that in the retro category. But yes, a remote control car racing game. I don't remember a whole lot about it because that was like 25 years ago. Back when it, probably came out. And it was so much fun. We had actual racing games too, like Gran Turismo and Driver, though Driver's not really a racing game, but yes. The PS1 era. PS1 and Dreamcast era. Good times. Revolt. Yes. I will dig out ye old Dreamcast. I think I have it on Dreamcast and not the PlayStation. Okay, we are going to exit out of this one because I don't know what I'll mess with. So. Okay. Gonna show the tracking model. Now, I believe it was H. And I don't have to store a public boolean. Right. I don't have to store fancy booleans because it is literally just checking to see if it's visible or not, and then making it visible or not. And I'm gonna do the same thing for toggling the suit on and off. For flying Rusty mode. Oh my gosh, this is great. Boost mode. Oops, too fast around the corners. So, full transparency here. I'm not actually flying. I am tilting my head. If you didn't make the connection, I'm still using the motion capture model. And I'm literally just tilting my head and pretending that I'm flying. But it looks cool. Oh, we didn't crash the house. It was ridiculous. You can make it look I'm going up and down a little bit. I do want to make it actually fly. Basically changing the control scheme. That's why I was looking for the gravity settings. It's like, well, how do I just have him go up? Besides jumping. So here we can hop. Oops, there we go. Turn the corners. It looks ridiculous. I love it. Love it. Okay. Hello, everybody. Oh, we can be angry flying bot here. That's just great. Ooh, I just noticed something funny. So, watch his speed as I move back and forth here. See that little boost? That is because I have shift, the shift key, as the boost key. The go fast. Both when it's a run. It's the run key, essentially. So you're moving around, you press the shift key, does that, right? The toggle, or most of my toggles, use a combination of, I should say, most of my toggles set up in VC phase, which does carry over as the OSC data into Unity, which is how we can get these lovely color changes and such things. Not that one. The big eye. Ooh, it does do the big eye. Nice. But yes, I have a whole bunch of toggles set up. Blend shape toggles to do different things. We can do cat. We can do cat. The headset isn't hooked up on this model in the game. Donut eyes? We got the donut eyes. It's a little creepy looking. It's a work in progress. But anyways, tangents. I have the tangent tag in Twitch here, so it's fully legal to have tangents. But this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous, and it is now one of my favorite new things. Is little spaceship Rusty. Because why not? Because why not? I was going somewhere with that before I got distracted. I thought of this idea quite a while ago. Basically when I was toggling heads, toggling the head on and off, like I showed at the start of the screen. We're trying to get my motion tracking to line up with the controller model. That's when I thought of, well, why don't we just use the head for stuff? Because yeah, I do want to make a race car version. But now I have a flying version. And he is hilarious. Ooh, that's where I was going, the toggles. So all my toggles are set up to like ridiculous combinations that I won't press otherwise, or won't interfere with other software. Like Control, Shift, Alt, F7 is probably toggles the suit on and off. Whereas Control, Shift, Alt, F8 would do the farmer's outfit on and off. Nope, that's the donut eyes. Oh, and the headset. Okay, see, I was wrong, but the same idea applies. So when I use those keys, well, when the shift gets hit, it goes into boost mode. So he does a little bitty boost. Little bitty boost. Amusing. Hello? Let's have him go meet Big Rusty. And it's still fun that he shows up on the... There you go. You guys get a full view of flying through the cosmos. Anyways. Hello. Hello, hello. Oh, he can still fall off the edge, though. He can still fall off the edge. So, what does Big Rusty in the sky think of? Oh no, his neck is still broken. He doesn't think of anything. He doesn't think of anything. His neck is still quite broken. We will have to fix that. Can we make this jump? Ready? 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 Ready to go out in blaze of glory, guys? We can make that jump to our little camera platform over there. Nice. Nice. We can make it. Yeah, let's zoom way in so we can get the camera shot. Okay, I've had enough of that. Good times, good times. We're gonna call the stream there. That's a good place to end. I'm immensely amused with myself. Oh, we're starting to drop frames anyways. Okay. Oh well. What we will do is we will go fix Big Rusty's constraints. Why is his neck? There we go. Is active. Is active. That is interesting that it would do that. Let's go find him. Sweet Jeebus. Okay. That is very interesting. Let's zero that out. It's very interesting that even though they're not active, they'd be messing with them. So we'll set that to 0. Set. Okay. Try that for this one. Wanted to fix this before. I guess we'll be fixing this later. That is unfortunate. His neck should not be doing these things. Oh, there we go. Now he is looking in the right spot. Okay, we're unchecking those checkboxes. They can go away. There, now at least Big Rusty will look at us fondly instead of in terrible, terrible horror. Okay. Let's go back to our little zoomy. There we go. There we go. Okay. We'll save it here, and we're going to call it a night. Good night, all. Good night.